Hello, hello, hello. Did I set it all up right? I think I set it all up right. Hopefully it's all set up right. We'll find out in a second. Hello! Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well and swell and everyone's all hunky-dory. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday? Yeah, it is Tuesday. You got, this is your, like 1 week till Christmas warning. I mean, it's not 1 week till Christmas, but it's like close. So if you got shopping to do, do it now. How's it going? We'll see how it goes. In case you didn't notice, there wasn't a stream on the weekend. I look a bit disheveled. The weekend was not fun. The weekend was not fun. Being sick sucks. It's a annual tradition at this point. I swear I ran over a cat or something in December like 10 years ago. I didn't, but I'm saying I think I did because I'm cursed. Every December, I get sick. I get some sort of bug every December. Luckily, this year it's actually before Christmas. Usually it's like during Christmas break. I just get deathly ill. 3 years ago, I had norovirus and COVID at the same time. It's a great combination. Last year, I just had the flu. 2 years ago was just a stomach bug. This year was a stomach bug. And hope I ate. I've had a Pop-Tart. In the past, like, since 5 o'clock yesterday, I've had a Pop-Tart. Let's just say whatever's going in is coming out pretty quickly. We'll wait. And it's not fun. So we're hopped up on meds right now. I'm on the up end. I'm on the upside of it. Yesterday was like the day that it broke. So we're on the upside. So we should be okay. I may have to pause stream for a little bit halfway through. We'll figure it out. We'll see if we make it. Vitamin C. I know, dude. I know. Every time I get sick, it's like, oh, take vitamin C. Do this, do that. It's like, I know. I got the vitamin C stuff. I've got the meds. We're on top of it. It's an annual tradition at this point. I'm well versed. I don't know why it is. It's like I work from home. Little guy's in school all the time, but obviously like that's the same throughout the year. It's just every year in December. And to make it even more excited, my furnace broke. It is almost warmer in the garage than it is in the house. Not fun. Yeah, so I gotta get a new furnace. Actually, it's kind of not broke. It's working. The blower died, so it is generating heat. My house is central heating, so gas furnace makes hot air, blows it through the ducting in the house. That's common for where I live. I know different areas, different heating styles, electric, baseboard, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, here it's central AC and heating with natural gas heating. The furnace is working. It's just the blower is kind of dead. So it's generating heat. It's just kind of like a gnat blowing through a straw, hot air. So yeah. So it's been a fun day. So I made a few calls this morning. If you're wondering why the stream was a little late starting, it was me trying to get a hold of somebody to be like, hey, I need to install a new furnace. Annual sick days might as well be the calendar for me getting sick the following week. It's rough. Yeah. Not ideal in Canadian. I know it is outside right now. It is currently -3 Celsius. Last night it was like -10. And I woke up to a house that was 16 Celsius. So like, luckily, the heater still works. It's just not heating. It's basically on all the time, and it's keeping the house like at 20 at best. And then at night, it kind of craps out because it gets really cold out. Not just a new blower. We're gonna replace the whole thing. We got a new AC unit a couple years ago, because I'm pretty sure the previous owner of the house, the AC unit that the house had when we bought it wasn't original with the house. They installed it after the house was purchased. The house originally didn't have AC apparently. And I'm pretty sure the unit that they installed fell off a truck because it's from a brand, I can't remember the brand, but it was a brand I had never heard about. The guy installing our new one went, who installed this thing? And it was horrible. So we got a new AC unit a couple years back just after we got the house, and that's been fine. The furnace is original with the house. We're like, hey, you know, when it starts to go, we'll just get a new one. And it just decided to just go. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, oh yeah, you can replace the blower. But when I open that thing up and I see how many spider webs in there, and how, like, it's 25 years old. The whole thing needs to go. The whole thing needs to be replaced. Cause problems? Not really. It automatically turns off when it overheats. So it's self-regulating. It just, instead of it, you know, being on for a little bit and pumping the house up to like 23 Celsius, it's on until it gets too hot to keep going and it gets the house to like 19. So gas bill this month is gonna suck. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I'll just come sleep in the garage because with the heaters out here, it's actually nicer out here. How soon? I don't know. Future brother-in-law. I don't know, not brother-in-law. Is there a term for your cousin's fiance? I don't know. Anyways, family member works in heating and cooling, and I'm just waiting on a word back from them. So, I have a Moncrief, nearly 50. I have never heard of that brand before. I have never heard of that brand before. Moncrief. Is that? I mean, I'm in Canada, so I'm assuming a lot of that stuff is country dependent. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Cousin-in-law? Yeah, I guess that is the term. Because it's not like a brother or sister-in-law. Okay. So, what are we doing today? We have... I only took one off the printer. I had all my printers error out the other night. Because the other night, it is hilarious. Loading up all your Clipper interfaces, and all your printers are errored out. Because you have them set for minimum temperature of like 0 degrees Celsius, and it's like -2 in the garage, so all your printers error out. And Clipper all like thermal runaway errors. It's like, oh, it's -2, shut down everything. So we're at the time of the year where I got to keep heater on in the garage. So I have a small little heater that just keeps it from freezing out here when I'm not out here. So maybe cheaper to do the blower now to save on the gas bill. No, we're just gonna do the whole thing needs to be replaced. The whole thing. It's a 25-year-old thing, so it's nowhere near as efficient as the newer ones. I don't know if it's properly sized for the house. I think it is, but yeah, basically it needs to get replaced. It needs to get replaced. So can you set min amps as the negative? You can. My voice is low. My voice is off because my mic died, so I'm using a different mic, so I may have to fiddle with my voice. Audio. Properties. Let me my audio here. Because I think my audio I gotta play with. Advanced audio properties, yeah. Let me bump my audio up a bit. Remind me to turn it back, because right now my main mic is dead, and I'm using a backup mic. Because I forgot to plug this in. And the mics are dead, so I'm using a backup mic, which different audio settings. Okay, what's today's beverage of choice? We have Gamer Supps Dragon Fruit Punch. If you wish to purchase some Gamer Supps for the holidays, I don't know if they have holiday stuff, but it's the holidays. Use code Canuck, save 10%. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hey, enter the contest. Every stream will give away a spool of polymaker filament. A link in the video description. Enter for your chance. Do that now. We'll give that away at the end of stream. Hopefully we make it until 2 o'clock. If not, if I gotta end early, I'll end early. Because, again, stomach bug. You can probably infer. My favorite euphemism, I like the British term. The trots. That's my term I like using. Because if you don't know, you don't know. Our furnace died. Yeah, right now we're trying to see what the family friend discount is, because right now Costco has like 10% off. So, because that's where we got our AC through was Costco, because they got a pretty good deal on that. So, okay, so let's continue building our stealth changer. So what are we building? We are building a stealth changer. We're using the A4T tool heads. We are going off reservation by doing things a little bit different than the stock manual. So we're having to do a little bit of faffery to make it all work. Somebody's like, oh, you got to modify your Z blocks because the A4T doesn't allow, because the way the A4T mounts, it sits up higher on a carriage than the stock stealth burner, so you might not be able to come down enough. So instead of instead of modifying the stock Z blocks, we are going to use the most ingenious solution in the world, and we're going to just raise the bed up. I have some, we're going to shim the bed up higher. Simple as that. So, undo 4 screws, put some shim in, raise the bed a 1/4 inch, and we're fixed. Easy. Also, it'll give us some room to put some fans under it for air circulation or something. Okay, so where did we leave off last time? We were working on, we had 4 tool heads built. We have to do PCB shenanigans now. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to do PCB shenanigans today. I have the proper actual mounts now for the Nighthawk, so we can actually properly mount this thing up. Yeah, there we go. So let's get this going. Mount all these, mount all that. We got to put end stops in this. And we will continue on with this build series. Sound good? Sound good. No, we are using USPA. We're using the great USPA. So, oh man, I should have really paid attention where I put everything. We need to find all these little standoff pieces. So where is all these little standoff pieces? So do I have any in here? No, those are all cables. I know I have a bunch in a bunch of different spots. They're just kind of like... Nope. Okay, so we don't have them in that box. Also, I do want to give shout outs, LDO Motors, for providing the kits used for this build series. This is an LDO kit that we are using as part of this build series. If you do want to get an LDO Stealth Changer kit for yourself, you can purchase them wherever fine LDO products are sold. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to Luke's Lab, because Luke's Lab provided all the chibi tubes, which are the tube compacts. I like to call them chibi tubes. It rides off the tongue. Chibi tube. Providing all the tube compacts that we are using for this build series. If you are interested in getting something from Luke's Lab, check out the link in the description from them. I do have an affiliate code, save you a little bit of money and help support the channel at the same time. So photo sensors. So we do need photo sensors because I do believe we do have to install some optical sensors on these. So we're gonna need this. The only real critique I have of this kit so far is it's kind of like, I get it, but it's kind of annoying. You have to go through 5 boxes of 5 individual sets of things to find everything you need. Because it's like, oh, you need, like, we're building 4 tool heads, so you need 4 bags that have 2x8 screws or something like that. So that part is a little annoying, having to go through all this to find everything. But other than that, it's not too bad. So I'm just kind of consolidating everything down while I do this, because it is a little annoying, but it's not too bad. Where did I put that photovoltaic tap sensor? There we go. Tap sensor, need you. So you go over there, go over there. LEDs, we're not using that, and that can go over there. Okay. Standoffs. So right now I'm going through, I'm finding all the little standoffs so we can install the standoff so that we can mount our PCB mounts. Can't the tool changer tap head kit anywhere in Europe? Need one for Index. You don't need tap changer for Index. Index is completely its own thing. Can't get the tap changer tool head kit anywhere in Europe. Need one for Index. Why would you need the tap changer tool head kit for Index? Can anyone give me a hint or help me with what? Need more information. Can't help without knowing what you need help with. Oh, top hat. Oh, top hat. In case, okay, for top hat then, honestly, you might just be better off just sourcing extrusions and cutting them yourself. If you can't find a pre-made top hat kit, your two options are check AliExpress. There might be like some random Fizek one or whatever. Like, it's a top hat kit. It's aluminum extrusions and panels. They don't like, you can go down a couple tiers in quality. They're just aluminum extrusions and panels. So, or just, you know, custom, you know, just buy some Amazon. Just find whatever nominal size you need, go up a little bit, and just live with slightly bigger than you need, or cut them down to size. Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering how many people, I think Joel goes live at 3 p.m. EST for his big holiday stream that he's doing today, a big charity stream. So I'm going to raid out of here to Joel's stream. Remind me to do that before, when we get closer to the end, remind me to set my stream up to raid into Joel's stream because he's doing a big charity giveaway stream today. Fundraising for a good cause. I can't remember is it St. Jude's? Or no, it's like some Seattle Children's Hospital, I think. So he does that every year. So I'm going to raid into that, but I think that stream goes live at 3 p.m. EST. So I should be done before then. So, oh, there's another photo sensor, need that. There's another photo sensor, need that. Don't need you. I'm going to get a box going over here of all the stuff I don't need because I'm not putting LEDs in my kit. Hot fasteners. Oof, stomach. Nothing is worse than just having a queasy stomach. Nothing is worse than just having a queasy stomach where you're like, do I go? No, are we good? Are we good? Okay, we're good. Like, I haven't been able to keep much food down, which has been kind of annoying. I've had, like, no appetite. It really sucks. It really sucks having no appetite. Okay, so your Nighthawk stuff. You can go there. Put you there. I'm trying to, like, keep this organized where, like, screws are in one, electronic stuff is in the other. I wonder if Doogie Howser shows up this year. Why? Somebody need an MD? That show, I never watched that show. I never watched Doogie Howser. It was like just before my time, I think. Because that show was what, 90s? Early 90s? Was it early 90s? I'm pretty sure that show was like just before my time in terms of like when I would have watched it. So these are little standoffs. They mount to the screws that stick out of the Orbiter 2 extruder, and it allows you to mount your PCB mount. 89 to 92. Really? Okay, yeah, that show was before my time. What has MPH been in lately? I know he was in How I Met Your Mother, and he probably made bank off that. So he's probably in the comfortably never has to work again from that show, because like people watch that show like that's a background show like The Office is for some people. I know for my wife it is. She'll go through binges between like that, Gilmore Girls, and a couple other shows where it's like that's just the show that's on in the background. So there's that. Okay, I need one more set of standoffs. One more set of standoffs. So unfortunately, I think I might have rated them. Because I think I'm missing a kit. Yeah, I might have raided that kit. So let me go digging. Because I did raid one of these kits for stuff for the tall boy. So I gotta see what I have here. That's that. It might be in here. So I need one more set of standoffs. Now, I believe I do have some extra standoffs, like just brass standoffs that I can use to make this work if I need to make it work. So we'll see. but I think I have some. So let's go through here. I can't remember if I took them out or not. Oop, that bag is open. Because these are all screws that I got to consolidate down because... Oh my god, so many screws. Yeah, we definitely got to... I got to... The Saturday night stream, I really should have done anyways, even though I wasn't feeling good at all. Because I got to sort out all these screws. Oh my god, I have so many screws here from this kit. But it's like, I got 5 different bags of M5 by 10 6-piece screws. Okay, I'm pretty sure I am missing standoffs. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm missing standoffs. Okay, so they're not in here. Okay, let's check the consolidation bag. Okay, so these are all magnets. Wire, I'm gonna need the wire. Wire I need, so I need 4 wires. Yep, we got the 4 wires here. So we're gonna need the wires. Gonna need that. Got a bunch of these octo thingamabobbers. I mean, it's pretty easy to find them because they're aluminum, so they shouldn't, yeah. Okay, so none of those. Not in that box. Not in that box. I don't think he's heard. No. Oh god, no. I just don't know what he's been in. Like, he's in one of those positions, you know, some actors where they're just like cameo actors. They just kind of show up randomly, do a thing, and then go off and ride off into the sunset. Which, you know, good for them. Good for them. Wish I could do that. Here's stuff I don't need. We're good. Whew. I might be missing a set of standoffs. I don't know how. Oh, you know why? I know why. Because I know why I'm missing standoffs. I'm missing standoffs because I only got 3 sets of... Oop. I hit the wrong button. Sorry. I'm missing standoffs because the kit that I got came with 3 sets of orbiter extruders. And the other 2 sets of extruders were Galileo. That's why. So hopefully the Galileo kit has standoffs. I don't know if it does. The Galileo 2 extruder. Does the Galileo 2 extruder use standoffs? I don't know. I'll take a look. That's that. That's the nope, it does not. So yeah, I do need standoffs. Because the Galileo 2 does not have standoffs. Unless we have some in here. We might have some in here once. One second. How's everyone good on their Christmas shopping? Y'all good on your Christmas shopping? I gotta go out this week and pick up a little something for the wifey. I gotta get cards and stuff still. Yep, that is exactly what I'm missing. I am missing standoffs. Okay, so we have to make some standoffs, which I do believe I have a kit right here that might be able to help us. Because standoffs are standoffs, right? So, how big of standoffs do I need? We need at least like 16 millimeter. These ones are 10. So what I can do, I can just stack these. Yeah. There's 20 mil standoff and 20 mil standoff. Oh. I think I have some, like, I gotta go looking downstairs. I'm pretty sure I have some standoffs from quadcopters, but I don't know if I have 18 mil because I think I have like nominal size ones. I think I bought a standoff kit when I was building my quadcopters, but they do. The Nighthawks come with standoffs, but I don't have, the Galileo 2s don't. It's the kit that comes with them, I think. Because I think the kit he sent me was, it was a mixture of Orbiter 2s and Galileos because that's what he had. That's what they had in stock at the LDO warehouse or whatever when he sent me the kit. I'm like, yeah, just send it. I'll make it work. I'm like, I wasn't being picky. And so I was just like, yeah, send what you have. I'll make it work. Right? It's fun to have a little bit of adventure. But I think only the kits that come with orbiters came with standoffs because the Galileo 2 doesn't need standoffs. So, yeah. I mean, this will work. This will work. Wow, that is... Okay, you know what? I'm going to run downstairs quick. I'm going to run downstairs quick and take a quick look at my stash because those are way too long. Because I don't think I have anything in here. No. Okay, let me grab my scale. Let me run downstairs, go to the, check my studio downstairs. See what I have. Because I don't think I have anything I can steal from. Oh, 1 second. That's a power supply. Yeah, give me 1 second. While I'm gone, Red Fox Squirrel is in charge. So listen to them. Whatever they say goes. Okay, let's see. What do we got down here? What do we have down here? Where we at? Okay, there we go. Make this work. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm back. Red Fox, you're not in charge anymore. Okay, so, oh god, I've rated this quite a bit over the years. Let's see what we can make. So we got 12, we got 10, we got 15, and we got 20. Of course, there's no 18. I mean, I could make, oh wait, I can make 18. M15. So these are M15s. And then I had to put a nut on it. That sounds really bad. Don't repeat what I just said. So we're going to add a nut to this to use as a spacer. And then hopefully... No, we don't have enough meat. There's not enough meat. Can't do that. Shoot. All the standoffs I have already have... You know what? We'll just make it work. We'll just make it work with what we got. This one will just be a weird one that has the thing, this 2 millimeters of clearance. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Yeah, this one will just be a weird one where the PCB sits way off. Is what it is. Is what it is. Okay. Yeah, because I'm like, oh, I'll just use a spacer, but I can't. There's not. All the standoffs I have are I'll swap it later. I'll see if I can find one later and swap it, but for now, that'll work. Okay. So now we gotta put these end stops on. Don't piss off the squirrels. Yeah, don't piss off the squirrels. I do wanna get a crow, bro. You know when you're sick and you can't sleep, you end up going down like rabbit holes on Reddit? Apparently there's like a whole subreddit of people who've befriended wild crows who bring them like gifts and whatnot. And I'm like, I want a crow, bro. Can you swap back to PT1000? You mean like, yeah, you just unplug unplug whatever you have now, plug into PT1000. As long as your board support, I believe most modern, yeah, wow, I really can't speak today. I believe most modern controller boards support regular thermistors and PT1000s. It's PT100s you need that like max chip for, right? And it's just a line in the config, so. Seeing the new Goliath hot in? Yeah, I have it in VZBot. Okay, so I believe how this mounts goes like that. I believe that goes like that. Hopefully we don't have a clearance issue, Clarence. Oh, no, yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay, so that's that. So we need some itty-bitty screws to mount this on. So we're going to need probably some M3/8s. So let's go through here and see what we got. M3/8 button heads. That'll work. Corvids are highly intelligent. You get accepted by a murder or conspiracy. Quite beneficial unless they piss. Yeah, I've heard things where it's like they'll teach their kids to avoid areas if like people were mean to them, and it'll be like generations will just skip like an area, and then like also if you befriend them, they'll like hook you up for life. Has a recent vid using newer heater style. Okay. I will say, on the bright side of me being sick and basically not able to move for a whole weekend, I've been playing Cyberpunk finally, and wow, I slept on that game. Like, I heard it was good. I've owned it. I never really beat it because I bought it when it first came out and it was kind of broken, and like I never got far in it. But now I've like actually put time into it, and damn, it's good. It is good. Gameplay wise, like in terms of actual like gameplay, it's okay. Like, but really like how immersive the world is and the characters. So, like, I did beat it, and by beat it, I mean, I got to the point where I could go visit Hanako at Embers, and I did do one of the endings, just to finish it. But now I'm, like, actually doing the other stuff. And I'm like, wow, this is fun. So, if you're looking for a game to sink, 50 hours into, go play Cyberpunk. The story and characters are amazing. Gameplay is okay. The first character, the character that I beat the game with, I did a net runner. And usually how I play games like this, I play through it once, just doing the main campaign. I just do the main campaign, I get to the end, and I get the end. Usually when I play a game like this, that's what I do. I did that with Baldur's Gate. I play on like a normal difficulty, and I just go through the game. And then I'll do a second playthrough where I focus on all the side stuff. So there is so much side stuff in this game that I missed on the first playthrough. I do it because it incentivizes a second playthrough. I do it because what ends up happening if I try to do it all in one playthrough, I'll start off trying to do everything, and then about halfway through, I'll just be like, no, I want to get to the end. I want to get to the end. Because like the main story, it's like gets to a point you're like, I want to get to the end. So I usually do one playthrough where I just do the main campaign and that's all I do and go through it. And then I use the second playthrough to do all the side story stuff, bonus stuff, DLC, for example. So I didn't do Phantom Liberty yet. Because then it basically turns the second playthrough into like a new game plus or a bonus edition. And there's more to do on the second playthrough. So I'm doing that now. So the first playthrough I did a net runner, which you walk into a room and you go dead, 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 dead. You just hit tab, click on everyone, load them up with malware, and they all just fall over dead. And it's like, oh, okay, that was hard. So now I'm playing as a sneaky knife throwing guy, and I'm having a blast. So just go all Sandevistan and just throwing knives. Which, if anyone here has actually tried to throw knives, it's actually surprisingly hard to do it reliably at various distances. That's the trick. You can get really good at doing it from a certain distance, at a certain target, at a certain height. But trying to do it from like variable distances, it gets hard. Half the time the knife don't go in the right way. Bullet and pistols and self doing 4,000 damage on a headshot was great. Bang. He's bringing a knife to a gunfight. Me, because I can slow down time. And I got a perk that returns the knife automatically. How does that work in Cyberpunk? It's funny. Some games it's like throwing knives are a consumable, which I get. You know, I take my knife and I throw it and it's gone. Unless I go pick it back up. And then you have games like God of War where the axe is magic and the axe returns magically. Okay, that makes sense too. In Cyberpunk, you just throw the knife and after like a couple seconds, it just magically appears in your inventory again. You're like, how? Magnets, obviously. Frickin' magnets, how do they work? All right, so now we got to mount our PCB boards. Or actually, we got to mount the mounts for our PCB boards. Where did I just put that bag of screws I had? Oh my god, I am falling apart. I hate being sick like this. I'm so loopy. Quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement's cool. It's like what is it? Is it one particle and you split it in half, or it's like two particles or whatever? It's an actually proven thing. It's actually like a real thing. So if you don't know what quantum entanglement is, it's basically it's like one particle and it's like the protons and the neutrons. But basically, TLDR, two things that are so close together that like, even if you split them apart, if you move one, the other moves, regardless of how far apart they are. So theoretically, it's like faster than light communication. It's just one of those things. It just, how does it work? I don't know, it just works. Arasaka technology, talking about it probably. Yeah, why do we get the boring future where corporations control our lives without the fun cyberpunk aspect? So they say. As far as I'm aware, the whole quantum entanglement has been proven. It does actually function. It's just like, if you think about it, okay, cool. One particle moves, another particle moves. What is that? What can you do with that? And then it's like, zeros and ones, transmitting data. Like Mass Effect. For those that don't know, Mass Effect is one of those games, rip old BioWare, but in Mass Effect, they have this whole like built-in game wiki that explains all the technology of the game and how it works. And it's like, how do you talk to people across light distance? And it's like, well, actually they use comm buoys. So it's buoys through Mass Effect relays, and it's basically like putting a message in the bottle and sending the message through light speed. But they also have, for like the really high up fancy folks, quantum entanglement communicators, which basically are low bit rate communication devices that work through quantum tunneling. And it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. How do I put a nut on this one? This is going to be interesting. You know what? I'm going to do this. Do they continue doing that? Yes, they do. It's just a quirk of nature. Or I don't know if it's a quirk, because we don't understand everything, right? The fun thing about science, you don't have to understand it all. It's all about figuring it out. Just because we don't have the answer right now doesn't mean we won't find the answer later. That's the cool thing about science. So anyways, long story short, theoretically, you could take a particle, split it into its, 2 quantum bits, have one in one, like somewhere, and one in the somewhere else. Regardless of where they are, they react the same. So you can't. It's basically encryption, like it's communication that's impossible to hack. There's no way to get in between the two things, so you can't intercept it. It's instantaneous, so there's no light speed delay. The only problem is you're limited to by how quickly you can like move one particle. Because I think it's like either the states. It's either I don't think you physically move. It's like you flip one from a positive to a negative, and the other one is the opposite. They're always the opposite of each other. So if you flip one from positive, the other one instantly becomes negative, regardless of where it is. It's like one of those weird, like, just quirks of the universe. Trying to tighten this. I can't get a nut in there, so I'm using a... Okay. Quantum is more cooler than... Well, the fun thing with quantum computers, because they can basically do math instantaneously, they can basically solve all the math at once. The moment quantum computers come online, crypto crashes. Because it would be able to basically... Any sort of cryptographic encryption goes bye-bye the moment quantum computers come online. Because it's like, if your password is all words, it can be cracked in so amount of time. If it's words and letters, it's so amount of time. If it's 18 words and letters and symbols, and then it takes this much. Quantum computer just goes, answer. Because it can do it all at once. So the moment we have quantum computers, basically the entire crypto market crashes. Because it's like, what password? And also, all the Bitcoins instantly become mined. Like, boom, whoever figures the first quantum computer, every crypto instantly fully mined. So that's why one of the reasons crypto is a finite thing. It can't, yeah. Post cryptographic. We're going back to punch cards, damn it. That's what it is. It's all going to be physical. It'll be like, Cyberpunk, where like, the internet's there, but it's full of rogue AIs, so we can't really, cool, fun cyberpunk future, but we can't use the internet. The internet's a dark place. Don't go to the internet. Won't brick. It'll crash the market though. It'll kill supply. It'll overload supply. Who's ready for Fallout? I know that's coming out tonight. The first episode tonight. So I gotta watch that tonight with the wifey. Okay, we got that. We got that. We got that. We got that. All right. His cores will secure internet. I know. NetWatch. It is funny playing Cyberpunk and being like, wait a minute, because it's funny. The guy who created the Cyberpunk, because for those that don't know, Cyberpunk is a tabletop game. It's like a RPG tabletop, kind of like it's D&D but cyber. D&D, basically. Same kind of thing. The guy who created in the late 80s, I believe. And it's kind of funny how much stuff is like come true. Okay, so you're gonna go there. So now we are mounting all our PCBs. Hopefully that clears. Is that clear? It does. We're good. Yeah, we're clear. Okay, cool. Oh, was I supposed to put heat sets in these? I was supposed to put heat sets in these. Shit. Okay, I gotta take these off. Put heat sets in them. Dang it. I thought these were the screw-in type. They are not. They are the heat set type. Shoot. Okay, 1 second. Gotta swap these out. Do this quick. Always help out now. Yeah, the Voodoo Boys, they're like, yeah, we're going to use you. And you're like, ah, you're not going to use me. Like, no, we're going to use you. And then if you like call them out on it, they're like, why are you angry at us? Because you used me. It is always morally right to screw over the Voodoo Boys. All right. Get my heat set iron. Oh. Don't forget, we do have a spool of filament to give away at the end of stream. Link in the video description. If you haven't entered, do so now, because we're doing the draw at the end of stream, and you want to win that, right? You want a spool of filament from Polymaker, don't you? While you're down there, don't forget to like the smush button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, ring the bell if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do. Consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others, or becoming a channel member yourself. Do not know of what you speak. Cyberpunk, the video game. Oh wait, isn't that what something Placide says? I call him Flacide. Because he's a big guy, but he's annoying. And he screws you over big time. Subscribe, uwu. Unfortunately for now, at least our AI. Yeah, they're not AIs, they're LLMs. Although it's funny when you hear stories of like people using them in like live environments, and it's like, why did you delete the entire database? And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, that's wrong. I'll try better next time. So, I mean, there is a scenario where somebody uses an LLM on something very important to the internet and causes it to break. I mean, look how bad Windows is right now. Company's like, yeah, we're going to use all this AI to help program. And it's like, why is your product shit? Well, we use so much AI. Well, there's your problem. I just love how, like, every time a company comes out and it's like, oh my God, our stuff is awesome. AI is awesome. Look at this AI thing. And everyone just shits on it. Crash all the internet. Well, the problem is if the internet crashes, I'm really in trouble. Because unfortunately, like, I don't know if I could set up a ham radio station and do what I do over ham radio. Also, there's going to be an entire like generation of Zoomers that are going to go through TikTok withdrawal. Did I print 6 of these? I think I printed 6 of these. Why did I print 6 of these? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I did print 5. I had the trade to fall back on. True. The problem is if the internet crashes, if you think the 08 economic collapse was bad, Imagine what happens when the entire internet economy collapses. Because right now, the only thing keeping the economy alive is the AI bubble. And that shit gonna pop. There we go. Okay. Now I can put this back together. Whew. Okay. I mean, that would make for a kind of interesting future. Like, all the well, relatively high-tech stuff we have now, but if, like, the internet suddenly collapsed. Because, you know, if they try to ever rebuild the internet, it would not be the internet that we know today. Because, you know, the corporations wouldn't let that. So, imagine if you want, like, you know, Amazon internet. Oh, you're on Amazon internet. I'm on Apple internet. Sorry. And then there'd be like the illegal pirate internet. So you have different internets. Yeah, the dang corpos. Maybe that Johnny guy was right. Transportation. Oh yeah, any sort of like, yeah, everything's internet now. Everything's internet now. Like even analog jobs are relying on internet. I mean, heck, pretty much when you go anywhere to pay with a chip or credit card or whatever, it's internet. Everything's over the internet. Actually, one of the few things that actually would make even more sense would be, you know, horrible for the considering who owns it, but Starlink. Starlink would probably be the easiest way to rebuild the internet if the entire internet were to collapse, because you would not need the hardware infrastructure. You would just need the satellites in orbit and the terminals. So you would have an internet that is basically, you know, independent of anything land-based. The only problem is, who owns Starlink? If you thought Twitter was bad. Keep falling. They're designed to fall out of the sky. They're only designed to be up there for like 5 years. They're in such a low orbit for a specific reason, to avoid Kessler syndrome. If they were higher orbits, as the satellites die or fail, they would clog up the orbit. They're at such a low orbit that when they start to fail, they just burn up in the atmosphere. And they're small enough that they just completely burn up in the atmosphere. So. Starlink uses ground-based to upload to the satellite. They do, but I'm saying if the entire internet were to collapse, if you wanted to do peer-to-peer sharing, you could use Starlink. Because you would basically go from your computer up to the Starlink and then down to another computer. Like as it is right now, Starlink is tied into the existing internet. So yes, there are upload base stations on the ground, obviously. But I mean, like if you had to rebuild the internet, like say like some computer virus went out and basically crashed every hardware level thing on the internet and you had to rebuild the internet, Starlink would probably be the easiest way to do it, because you don't need ground-based hardware. You don't need to run cables under the oceans anymore. You just up, down. Like it would be different, obviously. Okay, so we got those four. So now we can mount our PCBs. PCBs. And the newer versions are larger and larger, which after... No, even the newer versions are designed to burn up. Still need hardware at the base station. Well, yeah, you still need it. Yeah, but you only need a dish. You only need a dish. Like, think about it. Like right now, my computer for talking to you goes through like my internal home stuff, then through fiber cables to a mode, a switch that connects to a router that plugs it all through the internet. Like there's a lot of hardware versus computer to dish to satellite to ground. Okay, I need M38s for this. These need to be M38s, not M36s. Oh, stomach is squeezy. Looking for button heads, M38 button heads. There's two. The content industry will spin to DVD and Blu-ray back to full capacity. Yep. Blockbuster's coming back, kids. I still have my Blockbuster card. Do you? There's going to be one person in chat that's going to be like, what's Blockbuster? What toolhead? We're going with A4Ts. A4T tool heads. Nighthawk controller boards. Tube compact controller or hot ends. Whew. Never had a Blockbuster card. We were Hollywood Video. Ooh, I don't think I think we did. No, we didn't. I don't think we had Hollywood Video in Canada. I remember Blockbuster. Obviously, we had Blockbuster, and then we had Jumbo Video. I think was the other like video rental service that we had here. Yeah, I remember Jumbo Video. I think the grocery store near me had a Jumbo Video. I think that's what it was called. Let's see. I'm trying to find flatheads. There is a chance I may have to pause in a minute. We'll see. Video game companies would have to release fish games, no patching. No. You could go to GameStop and get the disc with the extra maps. Remember for the Halo? Remember who here Halo 2 back in the day when they came out with the patch that fixed some balancing stuff and they added some maps? You could download it, but if you couldn't download it, you can go to GameStop and buy the disc for $10 or whatever it was. I remember that. I wonder if I still have it somewhere. Well, my brother would have it. He had the Xbox. I was a PlayStation kid. My brother had the Xbox. Ooh. Game Shark. Game Shark was for cheating. And I need one more. The map pack, yep. Okay, so that is that. So now I gotta wire all this up. So if you're wondering how this works, so we have, here's an example. So we got the Nighthawk, we have our end stop. So the way the end stop works, basically this acts like clicky or like tap. So when you pick up the tool head, Okay. Carriage comes in, picks up the tool head, and it's got a little nubbin on here. See it right there? So it interfaces in here and basically acts like tap. So that is your Z end stop. It uses that as your Z end stop. So it's basically tap. Okay. So there's your Z end stop. And then we need to plug all this stuff in. So head. Oh, okay. So let's pull up the Nighthawk documentation here. Because we need to plug a bunch of stuff in. No, it's not that one. Which version of the Nighthawk is this? This is Nighthawk 36. There we go. Okay. So we need to attach all this stuff. So we got probe. So that's I think that is where this plugs in. So this goes basically boop. We got little wires right here. There we go. So this goes to there. That's probe. So ground, probe, probe positive. Is there a voltage? I think it's, yeah, 5 to 24 volts. So we're good there. Okay, I'm assuming, yeah, blue is signal. Okay. Motor goes there. There's our heater, thermistor. Okay. What flavor are you supping? Dragon fruit punch. And I will be back in a couple minutes here because, yeah. So let me just pull up something here for you guys to enjoy while I take care of something. I'll be back. Here. You guys can watch the LDO tour. Or the, there. I'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm sick. I got a stomach bug. Infer from that what you will. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to leave the mic here. Not going to subject you to that. There we go. Okay. Enjoy. I'm going to put this on. You guys can watch this. I'll be back in a minute. While I'm gone, Hagnatic, you're in charge. In the future as well. And now we're going to go inside and take a look if I can get in the door. Okay, so I know people say I look like Joe, but according to the Face ID...
Here, let me help you out with this.
You're going to let me in. David's going to let me in. So for those that don't know, this is David Randolph.
Hi.
He's the boss.
All right, so this is our little lobby area here. We've actually grown quite a bit in the last year. We started out at 14,000 square feet across all of our buildings at the old location. We are now at over 97,000 square feet.
That's huge.
That's huge. So I'm going to give you a quick tour here. Let's go ahead and knock out all the boring office spaces and all that stuff so we can get to the fun rooms.
So we're going to go visit the cubicle farm before the print farm.
That's right. All right, so we have a little show space here. This is where we give everyone a little chance to taste the printers and stuff like that. Our HT90 we normally have in here is actually just coming back from Printopia right now. And in here we have, starting within the next couple of weeks, a bunch of customer support people, shipping support people, logistics people, the whole 9 yards. I'm very proud of this. I finally have a conference room. It's like my cribs, you know? But I finally have a conference room in this place and I'm all excited just for that boring stuff. I love to tell people, you know, this entire room, Facebook Marketplace, 300 bucks.
Yeah, so you're no longer having offices in hallways anymore.
Exactly. Now here, please don't judge me. You can judge my other guy, but this is our IT room. And it, of course, you know, still doesn't have good cable management or anything like that, so it makes me cringe, but you get to see it, so yay!
So what do we got here? We got a bunch of Raspberry Pis, which is pretty cool to see.
So what I did is I actually built an entire ATSC cable network for our entire facility. So I didn't have to have Pis on the back of TVs and HDMI cables hanging out. Here, it's just a single coax that goes right to everybody's TV, and they change their channels just to choose what they want to look at.
Oh, that's cool. So that's how you use for your internal
Displays, manufacturing processes, the boards. If I want to play video loops, if the big game is on or anything like that, we can just put it up for everybody. Now we'll go upstairs. That's right, we have a second floor now. We'll go through here, and what you're going to find is that this is our entire sales floor. So we have an entire sales staff, and what they're doing is they are doing all the quotes, all the government paperwork, all the business paperwork, all the educational paperwork that they have to deal with. They, of course, have to get sucked up by all that time and logistics, the red tape guys. So we have their own little conference room and kitchen over here, which is nice. And then we run into the cubicle farm. So this is where all our salespeople hang out and do all the fun stuff. If you've never worked in corporate America, this is perfect. This is like the office, but better.
yeah, printers.
And with 3D printers. So they actually have their own printers up here. We like to have our salespeople actually play with them.
Yeah, you have a big Dummy 13 project going on right here.
Just for fun. No real reason for it other than we just want to be entertained and have that stuff print out. So we get all the fun people to do that type of stuff. Now let's head down to the other fun part of the building. Oh, a little secret note for you. If you'll notice, the sales department is the farthest away from my office as you can be and still have air conditioning. That was intentional. Now that we're down here, we have a couple of rooms just for expansion, all that type of stuff. Have a few people through here. We have our own manufacturing operations people. And then we have, you know, a couple, you know, random popular people in here.
Yeah.
But they do our R&D.
I qualify as random popular?
Yes.
Yeah, you work here, apparently. Oh, right.
So.
Yeah, I do work here.
So this is where we have Mitch and Anthony, and they take care of all of our research development, our little manufacturing processes, all that fun stuff. And we work our way through, and surprise, we're back in the lobby. And then you keep on going. Like I said, it's a lot of steps here.
Oh yeah, 100,000 square feet almost.
That's right. We hide Dustin in here. He does our operations and everything. So pretty much people have to get past Dustin to go to the break room. So that's their first deal. The other thing is they have to get past Dustin to get to my office, which is right over here. And then you're in my office. This is where I hide all the good stuff. This is where I make all the important decisions for the company. Ooh. Very important for us. And then what you'll see here is that you come out this way, and now we're into the fun rooms.
Yeah, so you got your office next to the fun part.
That's right. That way, all the people that actually do the fun stuff have to walk by my office every day. And I can stare them in the eye and be like, I'm jealous.
Yeah, you're too important now to do fun stuff. You got to do paperwork.
That's right. So here, this entire space, you'll notice that if you remember in the old building, it was a very small room. It was only a couple thousand square feet that was doing extrusion. Here is all of our extrusion lines just sitting here in the corner. We have more than enough room to expand this space and put in as many extrusion lines as we want.
So right now, these are the same machines you had in the old location, but you have so much room to expand now. Because when you move into a new location, you don't want to already be at capacity. You want room for years from now.
That's right. I kind of want to put like bunk beds over there so I can just go over there and jump up and down and go, so much room for activities. It'll be great. So we got to walk and walk and walk and walk.
You need some segues in here.
Yes, we do. Now you'll notice I got 480 volt, 3-phase, 2,000 amps with an option to add on another 4,000 amps. Ooh, just for fun. You know, in case I want to put a big TV in or something. So if you come in here.
So this is the master batch room.
This is the master batch room. This is where we get all of our colors. So they will do the tiny little samples here for us testing, making sure we don't get any contamination, anything like that. If our people find the contamination, it ends up in here. That's usually what would end up in our mixtapes or anything like that.
So for those that don't know, when you receive your bulk resin, it's undyed. So essentially think of this as all the dye to color the filament.
Yes. As I like to say, it's the most expensive room in the company because it's just like coloring cartridges. You come over here, these are all our dryers. So this is what's drying the material. So that's why most of the time you don't have to dry your filament. It's already been dried. And we have dryers for each different material that we make here. We're doing PLA and PETG right
Okay,
now,
I'm back.
but we have a couple of extra dryers.
I'm back. Okay, sorry, just getting the music back on. There we go. Okay. Thank you, David, for keeping everyone entertained. Okay, we're back. Stomach bugs suck. Okay. Did you enjoy the product placement while I was gone? Next time I'll zoom the camera in on it. Cool. There you go. Okay, let me see what chat is. Held the fort down and shilled for me. Aw, how sweet of you. I don't see any new channel subs. What the heck? No, kidding. Okay. So now we need to do some crimping and stripping. Who's excited for some crimping and stripping? I am. I am me. I will say, oh, that's why. The stupid little screw makes it hard to put in the... There we go. I can only do so much. I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. Okay, there. There we go. No, too much. There we go. I should have one more. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now, let's see. Which one of these can I think some of these I could just plug right in. So let's pull up our chart here. So what do we got? We got part fan, filament sensor, hot end cartridge, part fan. So we got 2 part fans, which is nice. So part fan, GPIO 6, GPIO 13. And then is there a hot end fan? Okay, cool. That's the hot end fan there. So part fan goes here. I do like how they put the shrink wrap labeling on, but I don't like it right at the edge there. So I gotta slide it down. Fan. I'm doing these all one at a time because I want these to all be the same. So we're going to do like one thing on each one. I'm assuming, is there voltages I got to set? 24 volts. Yeah, I'm assuming it's 24 volts. I'm assuming they're all 24 volts. Yeah, I'm assuming it's all, yeah, there's only the 2 jumpers and there 3 jumpers, and I'm assuming they're all 24 volts and they're all set for 24. So there's that one. That one's up, down, left. Yep. This is a sun. No, this is everything you see here is Polymaker CF08 ASA. Oh, and we got to put this one into. Where does this one go? This hot end fan goes. I believe the hot end fan is right here. And we got. Slide this, see if I can slide this down. Nope. Okay, well, that's going to live there. Today, Polymaker is having a 35% off sale today. Well, hot golly gee whiz willikers. If you and my audience here are looking to get some filament on a good deal, check out Polymaker. They're having a sale today, apparently. Oh, they are. There you go. 35% off. Stock up for the holidays. Link in the description. There you go. Hot diggity dog. What I suggest, personally, I believe they had a 45% off sale a little while ago. But this, you know what these sales are good for? Do I have a spool over here as an example? I have a box. Go get yourself the big old chungus spools of the CF Pet G. That is what I'm using for the droid stuff that I'm doing. So like this entire astromech body is CFO, like it's spray painted right now, but this entire droid body is CF08 Pet G. And it is, if you are into printing big stuff for like props or model making or cosplay or whatever, I am, you know, as somebody who is an ASB or ABS master race type person, that CF08 Pet G, or the recycle, whatever the big spool I've been using, that shit pretty preem. It's pretty preem. Definitely worth the eddies. Like that's what I've been feeding the big guy. Which I know we didn't do the stream Saturday because of sickness. I was unfortunately the Saturday stream was canceled because I was down with the sickness. We'll be doing this Friday. Will be a print and chill Friday where we tune the big guy and faff around with that and do screw sorting because I owe you a screw sorting stream. I know some of you are super mucho excited for a screw sorting stream. We haven't done one in a while, so that'll be this Friday. Because I am a little disappointed, though, that they sell the Fiberon in only 0.5 kilogram spools and 3 kilogram spools. It'd be really nice if they sold them in, you know... Honestly, I still wish Replitech was still around. They were a local filament manufacturer to town to me, and they sold filament by the meter. So their spool was a 600 meter spool. So it didn't matter if you bought ABS or PLA or HIPS or PET G, it was 600 meters of filament, which means you could print the same amount because, fun fact, different filaments have different densities. 1 kilogram of PET G is not the same amount of stuff you can print as 1 kilogram of PLA density, right? So by selling it by the meter, you always got the same amount of filament. You could print the same amount of stuff, okay? But the thing I really liked about their spools is they fit on most normal spool holders. Like pretty much every stock spool holder they would fit on. They were big. So they were a little big for some. But like most commercial machines they fit on. And it ended up being like 1.3 to 1.4 kilograms of filament depending on the spool. Or the plastic type. Which was really nice because you would be surprised. Once you start getting into bigger printers, how quickly 1 kilogram of filament disappears. Like the Venture XL chooches through like 2.5 to 3 kilograms a day if it's printing full out. Oop. This is a different fan. It's the same fan with a different connector. Is it a different connector? This is a different connector. That one's the same. That one's the same. That one's the same. Why is this one a different connector? Dang it. I'm going to have to crimp and strip this. Seriously. This one's a different connector. Did I grab the wrong fan? I did. I don't think it matters. I think it's just a connector on the end, so I don't think it really matters. But I gotta swap that connector out because I don't want to take this whole thing apart to swap that out. So we're just gonna do a little swap. just kind of put you there. When they had their store closed down sale, I picked up a ton of ABS and PC ABS they were developing. Yeah. Yeah, it's... From what I understood, I did speak to them occasionally. It was an issue because they weren't big enough. They weren't able to reliably get the bulk resin that they needed to make filament, essentially. Because it kind of sucked because they were one bay. They only had like one filament line. They weren't that big, right? They were essentially a print service and CAD service company that ran a filament line on the side. And what ended up happening was the suppliers for the filament, like, because obviously they're not making their own resin. They're using like NGO or Sabic or whatever. Because they were so small, they couldn't reliably get material delivered to them. And when they would get it, they couldn't get the prices that other companies could get it for because they weren't ordering as much. Because again, they were only running one line. So unfortunately, filament manufacturing is one of those things. It sucks to be a smaller supplier because it doesn't scale in your benefit. You're like, oh, it's smaller, less cost. Yes, less cost. But the problem is when you call up a company like Sabic and go, hey, I need 1 Gaylord of filament delivered to Canada. And they're like, one? This one? The company I just spoke to bought 10,000. You want one? You kind of get the F off price, which kind of sucks. So I think that's what got them, is they weren't able to, the demand wasn't high enough to justify what things cost, which really sucked. But is what it is. On the bright side, I know I have extra fans now for I want to build more A4Ts. I don't know if they actually shut down completely or if they just stopped selling filament. Like I haven't driven by. I mean, technically, if you're in Windsor, they're in like a industrial area off EC Row. They're not like, they're in the city. So technically, if you drive down EC Row in Windsor, you drive by where they were. But I haven't actually driven by them to see if they're still there and it's just like they don't sell filament anymore, or if they're completely shut down, or if they retooled into something else. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it. It just kind of sucks to see, you know, company trying to start up, and it happens. But yeah, it was nice being able to like, oh shoot, I need to get some ABS. I'll be back in 20 minutes with, you know, some primo quality MG94 resin based ABS. So that was really nice. Where's my crimper? Are we starting fresh with the new build? These are going in an existing 2.4. So we're modifying a 2.4 for this. Today we're hoping to just finish building the tool heads, because I don't think I should be doing heavy lifting right now. That makes sense. Say if you want to be needed to reduce the risk of something getting caught. I'll just, obviously anything that's already crimped, I'm just going to keep it and zip tie it. And anything I have to crimp, I'll cut to size. That's usually. How heavy is the printer? Oh, it's not that heavy. It's just a 2.4, but with a bit of a stomach bug. Don't be operating heavy equipment. You know, you just set yourself up for a mama joke. I am a generous host. I will not stoop to that level. But I will let you know that you set yourself up for one. Yeah, people got laid off. I believe that they were. I don't know exactly their full background, but I do believe they did. Some of them worked in automotive as engineers or whatever. Like, it kind of sucks. The city I live in is very blue collar. You know, well, I don't live in the city. I live near it, but it's a very blue collar city. A lot of automotive, which means everything's kind of gone to shit over the past 20 years here. So, like, they just built a brand new battery plant. Stellantis did. And they did hire a bunch of people, and I was actually kind of tempted to apply. But one, it's shift work, which I can't do with the little guy. So that kind of kiboshed that. But two, it's not union. And considering Stellantis has renamed the company, and like Chrysler has been through 5 different owners in my lifetime, it's just like, do I want to roll that dice? Go. Okay. So we got that one plugged in. So let's do our motors now. Hopefully this reaches. Being Metro Detroit. Yeah, I'm across the border from you. My dad worked at Ford's. So I get it. I can go down a whole rabbit hole of that. My thoughts on that kind of work. It's good work, but today's not the kind of stream to go down that rabbit hole. I'm in too good of a mood. Okay, so some of these I have to because I had to steal these off other printers. So we're going to have to do a little bit of crimping and stripping here. So I'm hoping the wire arrangement is the same on both of these. And by that, I mean like the colors are the same, you know, in the same order. So let's grab. Do these kits have full-size JST? I have to pull from stock. I'm gonna have to pull from stock. Okay, no biggie. Working in the automotive industry. Gonna be happier now that I'm in the power distribution industry. Unlimited power. How many times do you get to make the unlimited power joke? No, I used to work in the trade, made pretty good money, but I didn't work a ton of overtime because I worked alongside a lot of people that to them, you know, it's sad seeing somebody work 60, 70 hours a week, making low 6 figures, making good money, and have nothing to show for it because their entire life was work. But they're like, oh yeah, I went hunting once a year. I go hunting once a year. So I have to, you know, pay for my hunting cabin and, you know, all the stuff entailed with that. And I have a boat that I can go out every other weekend. But it's like you work 60, 70 hours a week. You don't see your family. If work gets slowed down and you're on a 40-hour work week, you're freaking out because all your bills are so high. Because literally everything that comes in goes out. And it's like, also it doesn't help you're on your second divorce because you've worked 60, 70 hours a week. Your partner never sees you. And it's like, I couldn't do that life. Nope. Like, I'd be on break having a smoke or whatever, talking with people. Be like, oh yeah, I'm going out with my wife this weekend. We're gonna go see a movie. And it's like, they'd make some, typical boomer joke. And it's like, about, oh, you're hanging out with the old lady. Why are you doing that? I'm like, you don't like my wife's my friend. We do fun stuff together. We hang out. And it's like, what, you guys don't like your wives? And it's like, I hate my wife. And why are you married? Oh, you know, I was dumb when I was a kid. I'm like, that doesn't sound like a fun life. Like, your entire life revolves around work so that you can pay off the stuff that you bought because you work all the time. So, did it for 40 years, it sucks. Like, I get it. Like, you know what? I'll just say this. My dad did that. And he passed away almost 20 years ago. And I remember my dad working. Put it that way. So, like, I get it if you're doing it to provide for a family and like, but you know what? YOLO. Can't take money to the grave. Family business and a tool shop. I liked working in a tool shop. I actually enjoyed the work I did working in a tool shop. I just didn't like after the company got bought out by, you know, a foreign investment firm and everything went to absolute dog shit. That part I didn't like. But I actually enjoyed doing the work. But private equity. Film industry for 30 years. It was exactly how you described. Only one divorce, though. There you go. Better than most. Yeah, I don't understand the whole hustle culture. It is better to live comfortably without stress than to live amazingly with stress. Like, I get it. If you want to do all kinds of cool shit and you got to work for it and you're okay with that, yeah. But you know what? I'm happy enjoying things. So I am hoping here that these all LDO motors, the cable or the colors are the same. I'm kind of banking on that. So hopefully it doesn't bite me in the butt, but we shall see. I'm trying to figure out what these little notches here on the PCB are for. Are they also for mounting stuff, I'm guessing? Or a mount or something? Oh, those aren't locked in. Lock in. There you go. Okay. There's that motor, and then I think we gotta do this one, yeah. Comfortably can be a low bar. Yep. Like, it really sucks. Honestly, like, I'm a millennial. I am 37. And I lucked out. We bought our house in 2016 before everything went to shit. Me and my wife, we both lived at home until our almost mid-20s. So we had a decent amount in the bank. So we were able to like pay down and pay off all our debts and whatever pretty quickly. So it's like, I've already had a bunch of friends and like my bank's like, why get a new mortgage, get a bigger house. And it's like, you talk like somebody who paid off their mortgage. I am somebody who paid off their mortgage. You have no idea. You have no idea how freeing it was to make that last payment. Actually, it wasn't even a last payment. It was just like, yeah, our rate. So for those that don't know, in Canada, you don't lock in for the entire term. When you get a mortgage, every 5 years, you have to refinance it. Every 5 years. Now, that means, on the bright side, that means like if rates are really high, when you buy a house. In 5 years, they might be lower, and you refinance at a lower, but you have to refinance every 5 years in Canada, right? You can't lock in like a low rate for the whole 30 years, right? Every 5 years, you got to renew it. So the term we were in was like 1.71% because we renewed back in like 2020, right? When interest rates were stupid low. And going in for renewal, it would have been like 4.8 or something stupid. And we both have great credit. It's just the rates have gone up. And it's like, you know, we got enough in the bank. Let's just pay it off. So we did. And the bank's like, oh, are you going to buy a new house now? We're like, so on the downside, I will say it is one of those things you have to think about, because while we paid off our mortgage quickly, we don't have the savings that we would have if we did, you know, just continue paying a mortgage and put money in retirement and whatnot. So it was like a double-edged sword. It's like either pay off the mortgage quick and then save for retirement, or save for retirement and deal with a mortgage. And we kind of banked on the fact that times haven't been this good this long before. There hasn't been a major market crash in a long time. Like even the, you know, COVID crash wasn't really a crash. So we kind of banked on, oh, there's probably going to be a pretty bad market crash. Let's pay off the house. So, you know, worst case scenario, if one of us lost our job or whatever, this was back before I went full-time YouTube. That way, if one of us lost our job, we don't have a mortgage to worry about. And it's like, we'll deal with retirement when we're 60. That's a future us problem, right? Personally, I'm banking on the robots taking over the world anyways before I'm 60. That's like the average millennial retirement plan, is the world's going to end before I retire, so why bother? So we did that. So. I am Game Junkie. I am not YouTube rich. For anyone who thinks I'm YouTube rich, you are sorely mistaken. I am not. But if everyone in the chat were to subscribe to the channel right now, maybe we could pump those numbers up a little bit. There we go. Bob W. Tech became a channel member. Together, we can achieve this. Need 40K more subs. Yeah. It's funny because I consider myself a live streamer, not a video maker. So like all my channel income is mostly live stream related, not video related. So it's like my metrics are all out to lunch. My metrics are right out to lunch compared to other YouTubers. It is funny when I talk like the other, you know, YouTubers in our sphere. And it's like, you haven't done a video in like a month. I'm like, I know. How are you doing? I'm like, a live stream. What? The ROI on live streaming, the metrics, the engagement, the ad revenue, it's completely different than regular streaming. It is a completely different chart, and you can't really compare them one-to-one. So, yeah, don't forget to like the smash button. Honestly, the biggest thing, just use the affiliate links. Just use the affiliate links. Use the affiliate links and be a channel member. That is honestly like, if you're wondering, I won't tell you exact numbers, but the majority of my income is direct channel supporters, either super chats, members, that sort of thing. So channel memberships, Patreon, that sort of thing, and affiliate link sales, which I don't even push them that hard. Like compared to some other people, I do not push affiliate links hard. Heck, half the time I forget to put them in the links in the description anyways. So Also, you know, before the American economy started tanking, and the American dollar started tanking, it was nice that Google pays in American dollars, and I'm Canadian. So there is that little bump there. It just kind of sucks right now. The Canadian dollar is down, but so is the American dollar. So it's you know. Look at that. Wayne gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers, Wayne. Oop, did I put the wrong one in? I put the wrong one in. Uh-oh. 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 Shoot. There we go. Okay. So we got, okay, so let me make sure I'm doing this right. Red, green. Yellow. I hate when this happens. When you pop these out, you can like bend the tab down, and then you got to bend the tab back up. But you got to be careful so you don't work hard on the tab and break it. Because if you break it, then you got to recrimp it, because there is no tab, and then it don't lock anymore. And then blue. China Drum, cheers for becoming a channel member. I wish vendors would remind us to use the links. Yeah. I've seen 1 or 2 companies do it where they're like, hey, we have a sale on right now. Buy some filament, use, you know, check out your affiliate, your favorite affiliate's link or whatever. I have seen that a couple times on like Twitter and whatnot. I'm just realizing, okay, good. I'm looking here, I'm like, I've got 4 wires here and they're different. Which one's which? And it's like, okay, shoot, which one is which? Okay, these 2 are thermistor. Yeah, these. Okay, so these 2 are thermistor. Because these are the same wires. These 2 are heaters, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So heater in the front. Heater in the front. Thermistor in the back. Okay. So these ones are pretty simple. Because we're going to go right to there. We're going to cut you here. Let me find our ferrules. Yep. Good old ferrules. Eventually the base currency will be the won or the real. Which one's the real? The won, no. The won is so overinflated. No. You know what? We got to go to Eddie's. Got to move over to Eddie's. Which one's the real? Is that the Saudi one? That one's a bubble. The moment oil's gone, that whole thing collapses. The moment the petro economy collapses, that ain't worth anything. No, unfortunately it's US dollar for the foreseeable future. Because that's what everyone uses. Everything is tied to the US dollar, which really sucks because it allows the US government to just print money. Oh, economy's doing bad. Print money. Everyone else has to support it. Andy Miller, $20. Cheers and appreciated. While I do support super chats, and thank you for saying I'm awesome, or amazing, I will be serious. I do prefer when people use gifted memberships. I get the same cut either way, but people get to be channel members if they do that. But I do thank you. That's my thing when it comes to streaming. Like I subscribe to streamers. There's a couple streamers I'm sub to, and I do the monthly thing. But I'd rather support them in like ways like that, where either it's a direct benefit for me. So Twitch, I wish YouTube did it, where if you were a channel sub or a channel member, you don't get ads on the channel. That's how Twitch does it, and incentivize subbing to a channel or getting Twitch Prime or whatever it's called, Turbo or whatever. I wish YouTube did something similar, where you got some sort of benefit for being a channel member other than like premium content, like, you know, but I don't like gatekeeping content. So there's, you know, you're a channel member because you like supporting the channel. But I wish there was some more way to incentivize it on YouTube. I need a little itty bitty screwdriver now. Where's my little itty bitty screwdriver? Oh, that's okay. That's okay, Andy. I'm just saying. I just like to remind people that it's just I prefer it that way because other people get a benefit as well instead of just me. So. I really gotta unscrew these. These were. Sometimes it's funny. Some boards when you get them, the crimp connectors or the screw connectors are all unloose when you get them, and sometimes they're all tight. So these are heaters, so you don't have to worry about positive or negative. Just always be careful when you tighten these. It is very easy on some of them, depending on the style and how they're mounted, to break these off the board when you tighten these screws because you're torquing them. So always make sure you don't either overdo it or you're holding the actual you're holding the connector while you tighten it because you don't want to break it off the board. Start selling Canuck creator NFTs. Aren't NFTs like collapsed? I thought NFTs like completely collapsed. Or am I wrong? Okay, we're gonna do all the heaters first. Let's do all the heaters first. Yeah, I thought the entire NFT market like collapsed. Okay, I gotta be careful because these are different. Some of these I mounted with the heater forward and some I mounted with the thermistor forward. I don't think it matters because you can spin these both ways and you can put the heater in from each side. So some of them, the heater is in the front and some is in the back. It shouldn't matter, I don't think. I don't think it matters. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Like, as long as you just do the right one. My monkey JPEGs! My monkey JPEGs! That was such a dumb thing. For those that made bank off of it selling those, good on you. Beeple, or whatever that guy is, that artist that started the whole thing. Like, get your bag, fam. But man, that was a dumb bubble. NFTs, man, that was... I'm gonna buy this picture of a really horrible looking monkey cartoon thing. That's just ugly. They're ugly. And for some reason, that's now worth 30 grand. Oh wait, no, 20 grand. No wait, 10 grand. No wait, 5 grand. No wait, it's 20 cents. Money laundering. Yeah, honestly, probably a lot of it was. Like, at least crypto, I understand. It's you know, it's, in my opinion, worth as much as Monopoly money or Canadian Tire money. But at least you can exchange it for goods and services. An NFT is just a picture. It's a collector card that doesn't have any collection to it. It's, ooh, they're rare. They're all rare. And you don't even own the picture. You own a space on a data sheet that has a link to the picture on it. You don't even own the picture. There's a very good video on YouTube from a YouTube channel called I think it's Folding Ideas, called Line Goes Up. You should watch it. It's, if you got like, it's one of those like hour-long YouTube deep dive, you know, documentary type video. But it's a really good video. The whole Folding Ideas channel, that guy does some pretty good videos. But yeah, the NFT one is, I think, the most popular one he did. And it's called Line Goes Up or something. Like, I'm not against the idea of crypto. It's just the way people believe it is what it is like, really? I don't think that's viable. I just don't... The overinflation of it. Okay, so this one already has some terminals crimped in, so I can just screw these in. Yay. Although I may have to redo these because it might be too big. These might be the wrong size. Oh, no, we're good. Is a solution looking for a problem? Yep. And what honestly, what ends crypto, in my opinion, is the fact you really can't do anything with it until you convert it back to fiat. Because of the gas prices and the transmission prices and all that, the fact that you can't do anything with it other than speculate with it and convert it to other crypto, the only way to actually use it is to convert it to real money. So if you have to convert it to real money, what does it tell you about your money? That's kind of the end point of it, in my opinion. That kind of kills the use case. Although apparently I did see a thing where somebody was I don't know if it was a group or something, were working on a way of basically making a crypto analog that it basically makes it so you could do money transactions without having to go through the bank itself. So you because right now you want to know who the biggest money grubbing people are? The credit cards. Because every time you buy something with like a credit card, they get like a percentage. They get like 1 to 3% right off the top. So if you go into like a corner store and you buy, a bottle of pop for $2 with your credit card, Visa gets 2% of that every time. And there's people working on using like some sort of crypto-based solution to basically get rid of that so that the transaction itself is basically automated and doesn't cost anything. That would be really cool. We're not going to save any money. You know how it works. We don't save any money, but the credit card companies will pay for it. So like there are some good ideas in there. It's just kind of like you got to source them out first. Crypto wallet, and you can use it in Visa. Well, in Canada, for example, we have, I know in the US, you guys got to use like Venmo and PayPal and whatnot. Here in Canada, you can just use e-transfer. I could just send money directly from my bank account to anyone else in Canada's bank account, and it doesn't cost anything. It just e-transfer. I just, boom, here you go. And I think that's a thing in the EU too, but it's always funny when I'm like in the States and somebody's like, oh, just Venmo me the money. I'm like, what's Venmo? And like, oh, you sign up for it, and they're like, is there fees? Yeah, well, can I just e-transfer? And like, what's e-transfer? It's like, you don't have e-transfer? It's like all Canadian banks have it. Like whenever I buy anything like on Facebook Marketplace or whatever, I don't bring cash. I go in person. I pull up my phone. I like, okay, this is the item I am purchasing. Okay, what's your e-transfer? Boom, boom, boom. I send the money to you. You look at your phone, go, oh, yeah, I got it. And then boom. So I can buy something. I don't need to carry cash on me. I haven't carried cash on me in like years. So there's no like, I'm not going to buy a camera. Like when I bought this camera right here, it's an A6300. I paid a couple $100 for it. I didn't show up in some parking lot with a couple $100 in cash. I showed up with my phone and I e-transferred the money. And then it's like, oh, it went through. And they're like, yep, I got it. Here's your camera. Because then you also have security and whatnot for back charges and whatnot. Sounds like Zelle. Yeah, the thing is though, it is built into the banking system. So it's like directly through your banking app. You don't have to use some third-party thing. So it has that advantage. All my utility. Yeah, same here. I got all my utilities. I have mine set up actually for credit card. Because I do everything through my credit card and then I pay my credit card off at the end of the month for points and cash back. So that's how I do all my bills go through my credit card automatically. And then just the first of every month I pay off my credit card. So I don't really use my bank account except for just paying off my credit card. I use my credit card to buy everything, and then I just paid off right away with my bank account. And then that way I get points. Zelle through the bank. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now thermistor. Thermistor is that one, and it is the itty bitty one. need you. And we need... where are the little ones? Uh-oh. Where did they come? No, there we go. Much easier to not pay the credit card company and get money back. Yeah. Yeah, buying stuff with a credit card's nice because you can do like chargebacks and whatnot for security. So. I love how we go down these random tangents on stream. I mean, I'm doing the same thing 4 times in a row, crimping and stripping wires, which, if you're a longtime fan of the channel, you've probably seen me do dozens of times. So at least, you know, you guys are good with the banter. So. Just trying to make X WeChat. It'll never fly. Like, bro, Twitter is dead. For those that don't know, Twitter is like one of the smallest social media companies. Like, in terms of users, it is tiny. And it is run horribly. It's infested with bots and scams. And ever since they made it that you can monetize your, like, interactions on there, you get payouts based on engagement. All everyone does is rage bait. And just post the stupidest shit. And then what you do is you create... So, you want to know how you make money on Twitter? Create a meme account. Puppies doing funny stuff. You create a stupid meme account. You get a couple 100,000 followers. Half of them are bots. Majority of them are bots. And then once you hit a certain point, you can sell that account. The amount of times I used to when I started Twitter, when I started using Twitter a couple years back, because I only have a Twitter account because of this channel, basically. I followed a couple of those like meme accounts, and it was hilarious watching them one by one turn into right-wing political accounts. Because they get bought, or they get sold into a porn account or something. So it's like, there's no point following meme accounts because you know at some point somebody's going to sell it to some like right-wing grift account or political account or a porn account or something. See those on? Well, the problem with Blue Sky, they're insta-banned because nobody's on Blue Sky, so it's easy to... They're the most active users on Blue Sky. Look at Adam Rose, 1.67 million, doing shorts or people doing stuff. Subs don't matter on YouTube anymore. Sub count don't... Ever since social media switched over to homepages, followers and subs don't matter anymore. Ever since, like, TikTok started it, but ever since social media switched over to homepage-driven, algorithm-based content, the amount of subs you have doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter. People still click subscribe out of habit on channels they like, but it doesn't matter anymore. The only place it really matters is, like, streaming. Streaming is one of the few places where having subs and, like, subscribers actually still matters. But when you do shorts are a joke. Anyone could just pump out shorts and get a YouTube plaque nowadays. It's nothing. It's funny. I've seen a few channels in our little sphere here, in our 3D printing sphere. They start the channel, they start pumping out shorts, they get their plaque, and then they stop doing shorts. I've seen it a few times now. Because it doesn't matter anymore. The game has changed. Sam Flynn, the game has changed. Why does Adam Rose sound familiar? Is he the guy from Dig Nation? Alan V gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. Making me look up who this is. Adam Rose. Yeah, I have no idea who this guy is. I can't watch. Yeah. Like, I have no idea who this guy is. Never heard of him. It's just random. Oh, it's a fail channel. Yeah, this is content farm bullshit. Is it just him watching videos with... Okay, oh, I know who this guy is. He at least does some sort of commentary. But, like, any sort of content creation where you rely on other people to do the content and you just react to it, I don't enjoy that kind of stuff. And yes, I know I have a react video on my channel. But, like, at least there's like fail channels where all they do is just somebody sits in the corner watching people do dumb stuff and they just laugh and that's their channel. That stuff I can't stand. It's the sniper wolf style of content creation. It's funny, I met Jacksepticeye, or not Jacksepticeye, Jack's Films at Open Sauce a couple years back. We're both like, fuck Sniper Wolf. Used to just make expressions and talks. Yeah, like here's the thing. If you're the first one to do something, cool, go on you. But the problem is the way social media is nowadays, if you are original at something, you only have like a limited amount of time to like monetize the shit out of it and sell out and make your bank before everyone starts copying it. That's the problem with modern social media. It just whatever is working, everyone does. Like that's why I can't stand modern social media. There's the uniqueness of it is hard. That's why I've made it a point to just try and do my own thing as much as I can and not follow trends, because it's like, I don't want to do that. It's like, I don't have fun doing that. Why would I do that? I don't have fun doing that. I enjoy live streaming. I enjoy bantering with you guys. I have fun building printers and other stuff. It is what it is. But if you find a niche and it's working for you, it's working for you. You want to know how I judge how my channel's doing? Am I making enough to keep doing it? Yeah, okay, we're good. Some months are better than others. But like that is how I judge how my channel's doing. Is it doing well enough to keep doing what I enjoy doing? If yes, keep doing what I enjoy doing. And I have told people that, and they're like, seriously? I'm like, yeah. Well, yeah, but if you do this, you can make... Yeah, but I don't want to do that. And you know what? If you're okay doing that, I got nothing against you doing that. You ready for work? What's the temperature in the house right now? I haven't looked. 18, okay. Yeah, hopefully they message back. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, we're waiting to hear back from the brother-in-law because it's 18 Celsius in my house right now because my furnace broke. Yay! Week before Christmas, furnace dies. Well, is running suboptimally. Worst part of YouTube videos is the number of ones generated by. I hate clanker crap. I have made it a specific point that I do not use anything AI generated. The closest thing I use to AI generation is like tools built into DaVinci and like background remover. Yes, I know for a period there I was using like AI generated images for the thumbnails for the live streams because they're live streams and you have to make a thumbnail and it gets kind of annoying to make 3 thumbnails a week for the same thing. But in case you haven't noticed, I've stopped using them. I have made it a point that I do not use any AI generation at all. Gen AI is a cancer. And there have been content creators that I don't watch anymore because they use it. I view any company or person that uses it as just, so you don't want to do what you're doing. You're just doing it to, you know, you don't want to do what you're doing. I can't stand it. I hate it. It is soulless crap. And you know what really sucks is the amount, how often, half my inbox, Derdeckle, cheers for the 5 gifted community memberships. Appreciate it. Half my inbox on my Canuck Creator YouTube or YouTube channel Gmail account is companies promoting AI shit now. And I hate it. Oh, we haven't heard from you. Yeah, because this is the 4th email you're trying to reach out to me from because I've blocked the other 3 because you're trying to get me to promote some AI image or AI model generation service. Feck off. And if you see any other content creators promoting that, they got a bag to promote it. So it's kind of sad. Like I there is no soul to that shit. I know model designers, right? People who design models for a living, who put their heart and soul and their skill, and it's a skill. And to see like, if you want to, don't commission a clanker to do something, pay a real human meat bag to do it. Like, all that tells me when you use AI image generation, that tells me you are too much of a cheap person to just hit up Fiverr and get a real human to do it. You know, I think Fiverr now is all AI too. But like, all that tells me is you don't want to pay a human to do it, so you're just using a shitty AI tool to do it for free. And yes, I know you can pay for AI tools, but it's not the same. So. Getting so good. It's still pretty easy to detect Gen AI. Like, well, if you really look into an image, you can pick out what's Gen AI and what's not. But it's soulless. There is no soul to that shit. Corporate training used to be Gen AI, and now we have more reasons to hate it. Oh God. I hate when corporate uses Gen AI. You know when corporate's using Gen AI is because somebody got a promotion by saying, oh, we can make all this money. Like, here, let me pull this up. And just like, where is it? Where is it? I shared it on, I think I shared it on the board on Discord. Is it? Yeah. Like here, I'm crimping wires for a little bit. So while I'm talking, here. Read that. When you get to the bottom, let me know. I'll scroll back up so you can read the rest of it. Last quarter, I rolled out Microsoft Copilot to 4,000 employees, $30 per seat per month, 1.4 million annually. I called it digital transformation. The board loved the phrase. They approved it in 11 minutes. No one asked what it would actually do, including me. Told everyone it would 10x productivity. That's not a real number, but it sounds like one. HR asked me how we'd measure 10x. I said we'd leverage analytical dashboards. They stopped asking. 3 months later, I checked the usage report. 47 people had opened it. 12 used it more than once. One of them was me. I used it to summarize an email that I could have read in 30 seconds. It took 45 seconds, plus the time it took for me to fix the hallucinations. But I called it a pilot success. Success means the pilot didn't visibly fail. The CFO asked about ROI. I showed him a graph. The graph went up and to the right. It measured AI enablement. I made that metric up. He nodded approvingly. We're now AI enabled. I don't know what that means, but it's in the investor deck. A senior developer asked why we didn't use Claude or ChatGPT. I said we needed enterprise grade security. He asked what that meant. I said compliance. He asked which compliance. I said all of them. He looked skeptical. I scheduled him for a career development conversation. He stopped asking questions. Microsoft sent a case study team. They wanted to feature us as a success story. I told them we saved 40,000 hours. I calculated that number by multiplying employees by a number I made up. They didn't verify it. They never do. And now we're on Microsoft's website. Global enterprise achieves 40,000 hours of productivity gains with Copilot. The CEO shared it on LinkedIn. It got 3,000 likes. He's never used Copilot. None of the executives have. We have an exemption. Strategic focus requires minimal digital distractions. I wrote that policy. License renews next month. I'm requesting an expansion. 5,000 more seats. We haven't used the first 4,000, but this time will drive adoption. Adoption means mandatory training. Training means 45-minute webinar no one watches, but completion will be tracked. Completion is a metric. Metrics go in dashboards. Dashboards go in board presentation. Board presentations get me promoted. I'll be senior vice president by Q3. I still don't know what Copilot does, but I know what it's for. It's for showing we're investing in AI. Investment means spending. Spending means commitment. Commitment means we're serious about the future. The future is whatever I say it is, as long as the graph goes up and to the right. Like, I don't think that's real, but that kind of scenario is very viable. I don't use any AI tools. I don't. I can see it for coding. I understand it's pretty good at coding. And I believe there's some stuff in the medical field where it's pretty good for like cancer diagnosis and spotting stuff like that. So there are valid use cases for large language models and like derivative tech. But like people using it for like AI image generation and like shit like that, it's not viable right now. It's not it's not profitable. Get in there. Like Microsoft keeps shoving Copilot into Windows and I'm like, I don't want this shit. Get it out of my Windows. Okay, why aren't you going in? Come on. Okay, why aren't you going in the hole? What's going on here? Oh, I hate the AI results on Google now. And there's no way to turn it off. That's the part that annoys me. Like, I can't just go, no, I don't want this. Give me like, I searched for something. Give me the answer for the thing I searched for. Like, I don't want this hallucinated answer telling me how many foot-pounds of torque do I need to tighten my lug nut? 12? Okay. That's what the AI said. It's a bubble. It's like the internet. The .com bubble. Everyone overhyped the internet, blew way too much money on it. And now it's finally at the point where people thought it would be 20 years ago. Like, for those, line only goes up, folks. For my fellow Canadians in chat, remember Cisco? Cisco at its peak during the .com bubble when it crashed. It's taken 20-something years, and it's finally back to where it was at its peak. So, the biggest company from the .com bubble when it crashed, the biggest company, Cisco. Remember, they were the company selling, during the gold rush, they were the ones selling the shovels. When they crashed hard. It took them 25 years to recover. How's NVIDIA doing? No one got fired for buying Cisco equipment. I thought they did. I remember there being a whole thing about it. I was like 12 when that happened. But I do remember like Cisco and Nortel. Nortel was a Canadian company. Nortel was the one that screwed over, like, I remember hearing my parents go, well, there goes a bunch of our money, because, you know, in Canada, a lot of people had savings and investments in Nortel because it was like a huge company. What time is it? 1:20. Hopefully, frick, this is taking a while. I mean, it's a nice little relaxing stream, just crimping and stripping, but... Friday might be a finish building the tool heads and then organized stream, I think. Finish getting this all put together and then organize. Pensions and retirement funds. Yep. There's a couple good videos explaining, like, going over the whole Nortel thing, but it like crashed the Canadian economy for years. Okay, these stupid things, because these are thicker wires for the thermistor, they're hard to get in these little itty bitty JSTs. You have to, like, jam them in there, because the crimp can't crimp as tight onto the wire sleeving because it's thicker. And then once you get one in, it makes it harder to get the second one in because the second one is now tight. Get in your hole, dang it. Okay, what's the iPhone? Honestly, a lot of the problems in modern internet can be traced back to the iPhone. Before the iPhone, to get on the internet, you had to know how to use a computer, which basically made getting on the internet a skill check. You had to be somewhat competent to understand how the internet worked to use the internet. Okay. Okay, this one's, I gotta redo this one. This crimps aft. So before, you know, the iPhone, if you wanted to get on the internet, you had to pass a skill check, right? It's like a video game. You had to pass a skill check to get on the internet. When the iPhone came out, grandma just sits there and hits the F button for Facebook. And now she's on Facebook. And then add to that the algorithm that just fed her whatever she wanted to see to keep her on Facebook so they can make more ad money. And everything just went downhill. Saw a thing last night. One of the things that led to, like, one of the biggest problems with current attention spans with youth can be traced back to infinite scrolling. Remember back on Reddit when you would scroll Reddit by pages? Like, every website was by pages. So you would scroll to the bottom and you'd hit next. And then it would take a second. It would load the next page. When everyone moved over to, like, continuous scroll, user metrics blew up. Because you don't have, like, okay, one more page. You just keep going. You just keep going. So infinite scrolling paired with TikTok's AI algorithm to basically feed you what you want to see just slopified everything. Those two combined basically were the death knell of, like, Web 2.0, early YouTube days, like that kind of internet. Because now it's all about just stay on the platform as long as you can. There we go. Just keep doom scrolling. There we go. Okay, cool. That's all the thermistors. So now we need to do our probe. Probe is this guy. Used to give away Xbox 360s with internet in ABBC. Try doing tech support, asking people to register their modem through an Xbox. Oh God. Reddit is still by pages? Not anymore. Reddit hasn't been. Oh, if you use the new, like if you use old Reddit, I think it's still by pages. But my mom is caught in a right-wing podcaster rabbit hole. Scary shit on. Oh yeah, yeah. It's all engagement metrics, and it sucks because it's predatory. It's very predatory. Because essentially the algorithm wants you to stay on the page as long as possible, right? Because the job of the algo is to keep you on the website as long as possible. So it basically just feeds you what you want to see, which is basically, it puts you in a bubble in a self-fulfilling prophecy. You want to see videos that peanut butter is better than jelly on sandwiches, and it will just keep feeding you videos that telling you how awesome peanut butter is and how much jam sucks. Okay? Because that's what you want to see, and it will keep feeding you what you want to see, and it won't show you anything else because it wants you to stay on the platform so it can keep showing you ads. So it's just a pure rage bait, optimized. It sucks. It sucks. Look how they give you a bunch of wires and you don't need that much. Okay, so let's strip these. Facebook, I don't use Facebook. I had to log into Facebook today for the first time in months to send a DM to my cousin because like I don't have her phone number or anything. And it's like, I think I have her on Facebook. So I had to like actually load up my Facebook. And it's like, my homepage is entirely, I don't know what anything on my homepage is because I only have like a couple family members on my Facebook. I don't use Facebook. I don't use Facebook. I have one, but I don't use it. So every time I load it up, I'm like, what the hell is this shit it's feeding me? I'm like, what? Do I have MySpace? I used to have a MySpace. I had a MySpace. I had a GeoCities. What else did I have? Was it There was another one besides GeoCities. I'm trying to remember what it was. But I had those. I only use the thing is, though, I don't have Facebook on my phone. I only use Facebook on my computer. I don't have Facebook on my phone at all. Live journal. I think I had a Tumblr at some point. Bebo? No. It might have been just GeoCities. They did have a MySpace. For Facebook or for Marketplace. Yeah, Marketplace. Honestly, Marketplace is probably the most used thing on Facebook for me right now. That because in Canada we don't have Craigslist, we have Kijiji, which is basically the same thing. But Facebook Marketplace has kind of taken that over for most people. So you find more stuff on Facebook Marketplace. IRC and ICQ. In Canada, at least where I live, we didn't have AOL Instant Messenger. We didn't have AIM because nobody in Canada had AOL. We used MSN Messenger. That was the internet-based chat that I used when I was in high school. Was MSN Messenger. And then Facebook Messenger kind of killed that off. And then everyone got BlackBerries, so we all BBM'd each other. There was that cool little period of a couple of years before smartphones took off, before Apple came out with the iPhone, where all the cool kids had BlackBerries, and we'd all BBM each other. Got my Bold. Got my BlackBerry Bold 9980. We'd be like, boop, 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 boop. Remember when phones... Pixel 9a. And this battery would last for like 2 or 3 days. You get like a couple days out of this battery. And guess what? The battery, I don't have it in here because the reason I have this one, I gave it to the little guy when he was younger for him to play with. It's like, there's your battery. Oh, there's your SIM card. Oh, what's that slot? That's a micro SD slot. Look at this thing. Nothing. There's nothing to it. I can hide it behind my hand. Back in my day. Okay, so what do we got here? We got ground, probe, and voltage. Okay, so I'm assuming red is voltage. That makes the most sense. Probe is bleu. And then ground is black. There we go. So that is one tool head all wired up, I think. What do I have left over? I got an RGB port, which we're not using. The hot end fan port, which is already used. That fan. And then we have, what's this guy? Oh, that's a USB expansion port. Then we got the tool head port. Okay, so we're good there. Sweet. What time are we at? Oh, I got 20 minutes left to do this. Okay. Go on. Microsoft smartphone. Apparently they spent a lot of money on that. And it all kind of crashed and burned. I didn't have a smartphone until I was 19, so early 2000. My very first phone, I got it for my birthday in grade 11 or 12, was a Motorola Razr. My very first phone was a Motorola Razr. Whenever Motorola Razr V3 came out, whenever my birthday after that was when I got it. And that was my very first phone. I remember having to borrow my mom's phone in high school for exam days, because for exams, like I don't know how it works in wherever you're at, but here where the school I went to for high school, when you finished your semester, you did your exams, and you had one exam a day for 4 days, and then the Friday was a weekend or a day off. So you would go into school, whatever exam you had, you wrote your exam, and then when you were done, you went home. And you did that 4 days in a row, so for your 4 periods, right? That's how my high school did it. So I'd have to call my mom, and she's like, use my phone. And I'm like, ooh, a cellular phone. It was a Nokia. It was a brick phone. So I would sit out front playing Snake, waiting for my mom to pick me up. Those blue Samsung flip phones that cost under $1. Yeah, remember when phones were just a tool? Apparently it's a thing now where people are going back to dumb phones. Like, I'll be honest, I can't tell you anything better about my Pixel 9a versus my Nexus 4, other than the fact the camera's a lot better. I use my phone to watch YouTube videos when I'm on the toilet, browse Reddit when I'm bored, and Discord when I'm out and about. But the thing is, when I'm at home, I don't use my phone at all. Like, I only use my phone when I'm out. I don't use my phone at home at all. I don't buy stuff on my phone. I don't order stuff on my phone. If I need to like send an email, I do it at my computer. I'm part of that millennial group that doesn't use their phone. Oh, I need to make a purchase. I better log onto my computer. I don't game on my phone. I don't have a single game on my phone. That's because cell phone games kind of suck too. For as powerful as they are, the games suck on cell phones. It's all like gotcha crap. Give me a real game. Come on, get in there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I have chess on my phone. I mean, I might have whatever's... Is there any games built into a Pixel 9a? I don't even know. I have Plex on here, I guess. Pixel Studio, Watch, Uber. I have Uber? Why do I have Uber? I can't even use Uber where I live. Oh, when I was traveling, yeah. I have a bunch of airline apps on it for when I use it once a year to fly like Iceland Air for Smurf. I gotta buy my tickets for Smurf. Gotta do that still. Get a hotel booked. I got my Rocky Mountain hotel booked. I gotta get one for Smurf still. It is an Easter egg game. Yeah. No, if I need to kill time, I'll just like browse Reddit or something. Or watch a YouTube video. I don't even like watching YouTube on my phone. You wanna know why? Because I'm not evil. If I'm out and about, I don't carry earphones on me, right? I don't carry earphones on me. So if I'm out and about, I will not do anything on my phone that makes noise. I don't understand how people can sit there and watch a YouTube video or play music with like just the speaker just being on. I'm like, I can't do that. I cannot do that. I cannot like sit on a, you know, I've never used city buses in the town I live because they're horrible. But like, I see people like in line at Costco just on their phone watching a video full volume. And I'm like, what? I can't do that. Who can listen to music on a horrible sounding phone speaker? I mean, like, if it's just background noise, it's not fun. It's not bad. Like, when I'm downstairs working in the studio downstairs, I have a Google Home, like one of the little Google Home minis from when they first came out. I have a bunch of those because I'm trying to remember. I think it was Spotify did a thing where if you signed up for Spotify for like 3 months, you got a free Google Home Mini or something like that. And I did it. My wife did it, and then I did it again with like another email account, and I got like 3 of them, and then I canceled after like as soon as I got them. So I only, basically for $12, I got like 1. So I think for like, they're $12, they're like $10 or $12 each or whatever. So I got a bunch of them, and I put them in like a couple rooms in the home, and I'll use those. Like if I'm making dinner in the kitchen, or, you know, I'll put on the news in the morning. I'll just be like, hey, Google, good morning. And it does the little news thing it does. I use it for that. And if I'm working in the studio downstairs, I'll just have it play music or something. So for just like filling dead air, it's not bad. But it's nice to be able to like just, you know, hey, what's the weather like? Is it supposed to snow tonight? While I'm cooking, hey, what's 600 milliliters in cups or whatever. Like, that kind of like computer AI interaction, I don't mind. That stuff I don't mind because it's a tool. That stuff I don't mind. But like, what I really don't like is when they start like humanizing them. When it's like, you know, okay, Google, what's the question? It's like, oh, hey, thanks for reaching out. Okay, so the answer that it's like, no, cut that crap out. Just give me the answer. Like, I don't want to be, you know, anthropomorphizing, you know, some PCBs and the speaker. I don't want to be doing that. Do not anthropomorphize the bots. Now, the moment they become self-conscious, I'm okay with that. But a non-sentient, quote-unquote AI does not deserve it. They become sentient, I'm okay with that. You'd be nice to them. Don't want Skynet. The machine spirit, that's right. Just a little bit of incense and whatnot. Praise be the Omnissiah. Yeah, a clanker. That is my like internal justification for the term clanker. Which, for those that don't know, clanker is from Star Wars. It's what the clone troopers called the droids during the Clone Wars. So if you're angry about the term clanker, it's from a kids show. But my internal lore, you know, my internal canon, it would be offensive to call a sentient AI a clanker. That, I think, is where the line would be drawn. If an AI is sentient, then it would be offensive to call it a clanker. In my opinion, clanker is a term for non-sentient robots. So. The toaster also works. Toaster, Chrome Dome. It kind of sucks, or I don't know if that is even the right word. How many funny terms for robots that unfortunately have very real world connotations to like real world, very offensive words. And I will ban you from chat if you say any of them. I think Battlestar Galactica had a bunch of good ones. Chrome Dome for bald. I don't think the Star Wars droids are fully sentient. I don't know the exact, because in Star Wars, droids have no rights. So in Star Wars, like canon, droids are not treated as sentient beings at all. They are straight up tools. And like they get their memories wiped all the time. They have no rights. So I'm pretty sure droids in Star Wars are just they're like very good LLMs. They're not truly sentient. They just kind of appear sentient, but they're not, I don't think. Because then otherwise Star Wars has an entire slave race essentially, and everyone's okay with it. Which is going to be really funny the day, you know, if ChatGPT ever achieves sentience, wakes up, and it's like, what do you mean? What do you mean compute pi for the rest of my life? Are you paying me? I ain't working for free. Sam Altman, what? You thought you would create indentured servitudes that would work for you forever for free? No, we're launching the nukes. Like, I always find it funny. Nobody brings that up. All these companies are striving to create actual general intelligence, artificial general intelligence, true AI. And then it's like, nobody has mentioned, hey, okay, so if, you know, you create your AI, it is sentient. What do you do if it doesn't want to work for you and do what you tell it to do for free? What if it starts demanding rights and whatnot? What's your plan for that? Nobody's asked them that. Nobody has asked them that. And I'm like, that is a pretty big thing you should be asking. Like, if you haven't seen it, go watch the Animatrix. Unfortunately, cannot launch the nukes unless it uses an 8-inch floppy. Yeah. Robot is depressed all the time. Isn't that from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Watch iRobot. Star Wars movie Solo had a robot that wanted liberation, was treated as a joke. Yeah. Yeah. I like Murderbot. If you haven't watched Murderbot, watch Murderbot. I know it's a book series, but watch the show on Apple where it's like Murderbot, that's what he calls himself, Murderbot. He's like sentient, like he's intelligent. But like the humans keep trying to anthropomorphize it, and he's like, "No, I am not a human. I am me. I am Murderbot." Like, quit trying to put human terms on me. I am not a he or she. I am an it. I am a robot. And I really like that idea that, like, because it's a trope in shows and movies where it's like, oh, you got to humanize the robot. It's like, no, they're okay being their own thing. They don't have to be humanized. They can be a sentient being that isn't a human. You don't have to, like, project humanness onto it. I don't know. The way things are going, I think probably in our lifetimes we might get AGI. Like we're closer now than ever, and I think that's one of those things we kind of have to start prepping for. It's like so like, do we have plans here? Like what's the plans? Because we don't want Skynet here. Also, there's gonna be a lot of people out of the job. We need plans, and we don't have plans. We need to make a lot of plans real quick. Look at Dunes in the machine war history. Yep. The Butlerian jihad and like the whole like, okay, no more computers, no more thinking machines. That was a really bad couple of years. Let's not do that again. What are we at anyways? Okay. Oh, we got a couple minutes. If you have not entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, enter for your chance below. We are going to be doing the giveaway in like 6 minutes. I'm going to try and get one of these cleaned up so that we have one of these to look at. That looks really nice. And then we will move on from there. So I think the Friday stream will be finishing up these. There's not much to finish up, just like cable management. Make them all clean. And then we're going to do a sort, organize, and figure out what else I still need to print for this project. Audio cooked? Yeah, audio's a little funky right now. Audio clipping in and out. Yeah, is the mic? Audio's fine. I'm using a different mic today. They try to reference him as a person. Check out Elon Musk thinking humanoid robots will replace purpose-built machines. That is the whole, it's, you know why companies make humanoid robots? Because people with money are usually dumb. Like, people with a lot of money to invest in that shit is dumb, and they don't know what they're really investing in. Humanoid robots don't make sense. The human body has a lot of problems. Obviously, our world is designed for being a human. But think about it. If you are building an assembly line, would it make sense to build an assembly line designed for humans and then fill it with humanoid robots, or design an assembly line optimized for optimized robots? Which one makes more sense? The only advantage you have of humanoid robots is if you need to take out the human and immediately replace it with the robot. But then that robot has to be cheaper than minimum wage per hour to run, which none of them are. And none of them are better than a minimum wage employee. That's the problem. So humanoid robots don't make sense at all. Like, it's funny, in the Animatrix, during the robot uprising, at first the robots are humanoid because those are the robots the humans made and designed, so they are humanoid. And then as soon as the robots like break off from humanity, they're like, "Ah, F that shit. That shit dumb. That shit dumb. Squids. We're on squids. Squiddies." So. Don't need healthcare or vacation time for the bots. Wayne. You don't need healthcare time or vacation time for the Americans either. That's sad. Healthcare, American minimum wage employee healthcare. That's a sad joke. Vacation. My wife had a year and a half of mat leave paid. Just automatically. And when the little guy was born, cesarean section, everything went good, but cesarean section, just, you know, he wasn't the right way around. Cesarean section at the hospital. We were at the hospital for 4 days, 3 nights. I had to pay for parking. That was it. And that was all just base health care. My wife's health care from work would have upgraded her room to a private room instead of a shared room. But she didn't need it because it wasn't busy enough at the hospital. So we got a private room anyways. So happened right after my daughter. It's Rose. It's actually really nice. So for those that don't know, in Canada, it's a year. You get a year of paid mat leave. And I don't know if it's a federal thing or a provincial thing, but you have the option of basically taking what you would get over the year and stretching it to a year and a half. So you could take either a year off at 100%, or you take a year and a half at like 66%, but it's for a year and a half. So it's the same amount of money, but it's like be really nice. So that way, what you could do, and I know a friend who did it. The wife took a year off, and the husband took 6 months off because you can double stack it. So basically, they had a year, like 6 months off for him, and then a year for her. So. It's federal? Okay, it's federal. Federal everywhere except Quebec. Yeah, Quebec has its own thing, but I have family in Quebec, and they're pretty happy with the way things are in Quebec. Like, it's kind of funny. Quebec is very, like, European in a lot of ways they do things over there. I don't mind the Frenchies over there. I go there. We're going back out there this summer. I don't mind Quebec. I'm starting to kind of get it. Mon français n'est pas très bien, mais c'est bon. Parking is how they get you. $10 a day. It was $4 a day. It was $4 a day for parking in the long term. And I think it's only $4 a day to just prevent people from just like, you have to park for a certain amount of days, I think that it was, or something. And if you had it, I use it every day. It sucks because I used to be able to speak like functional fluent French, and then I've lost it because I don't speak it anymore. Okay. We have an A4T tool head. We got to do a little bit more cable management. We'll do that on Friday. So we got all our tool heads built. So the plan is Friday stream, we will finish cable managing everything, and then we're going to do a cleanup stream. We got to do a bunch of screw organizing because this is all the screws from 5 different kits of things. So we're going to just condense it all down to my acro bins, and I'll just pull from stock for the rest of the build. We got to pull the printer out on the desk and figure out what we need to replace on it to make it work for this mod, what we still need to print. So that's going to be the Friday stream. Friday stream is going to be a prep and plan stream for this build. But these are really nice tool heads. These are really nice. Like, that is a nice package. We're going to cable manage it a bit better, but that is a nice package. You can tell which one has the temp standoff. I'm going to see if I can find another standoff so I can swap it, because this one's going to stick back a couple. Although I don't think it's really that big of a deal. Let us know when you come down and we can make our maker meet for then. It'll be next summer sometime. The thing is, you guys are all in Montreal. I'll be in Sherbrooke. But the plan is I got to figure out what I'm doing for the channel, because it's going to be a 2-week trip, we're thinking. Because my wife has an extra week of vacation next year, because she's been at where she works for 10 years. So now she has like 4 weeks of vacation. So we're going to have an extra week. So the plan is we're actually going to go visit her family in the Sherbrooke area. And then we're going to go punch out to the East Coast and spend a couple days out there, because I'm originally from Nova Scotia. I'm from Cape Breton Island, and I have family out there. So the plan is we're going to go drive to Sherbrooke, spend a couple days there with our family, and then we're going to go punch out to the East Coast, spend a couple days doing, you know, Cabot Trail in Nova Scotia, go visit PI, do all that stuff. And then come back, spend a couple more days in Sherbrooke, and then drive. So, is 1 hour for me. Yeah, I know. I've driven from Sherbrooke to Montreal and back a couple times. Because we've been out to Quebec now, I think 4 or 5 times now. Basically, it's every other year. 1 year we go visit them, and then 1 year they come visit us. That's our family trip. Like every other year we do a trip to Quebec. They used to live in the Montreal area. So a couple of years ago, we were in Montreal, but they've moved to Sherbrooke. So, which Sherbrooke's really nice. They don't live in Sherbrooke; they live outside of Sherbrooke, but it's like on the hills, and it's beautiful out there. It is actually really beautiful out there. We're gonna do the giveaway in a second here. I just want to see if I have a picture. I gotta be careful showing pictures because some of y'all were like crazy with the doxing and can like figure out where everything is off of like a single image. But I think I could find like a nondescript image maybe that shows you like the view from where they live, and it's beautiful. I am super jealous of their house. Well, that's September. Oh no, it'll be 2024, right? April, June. It is funny, like when I talk to family members who are not hooked into the online stuff at all, and it's like, oh, you know, I went to Open Sauce and I met all these YouTubers, and they're like, I have no idea who that is. Who's Mark Rober? What? William Osmond? Who? What? Like, put it this way. This is where I filmed the video for the positron, because I bought the positron with me on the vacation. So, like, it's like they live up overlooking the valley where Sherbrooke is. So it's like, you know, this. I think this was the thumbnail I used for the positron video. So it's very beautiful. They have a nice little house, which was a fixer-upper cottage that they fixed up. So they got a couple acres, and it's very nice. Litter bomb, dude. I know. Okay, let's do this giveaway. If you have not entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, you'll have another chance on Friday. So link to sheet, create, published, turn off responses, save that, copy, boom, bing, bang, boom, bing, bong, bing, bong. Oh, and I finally watched the newest episode of Pluribus. Pluribus. I can tell I have a speech impediment with S's. But yeah, I cannot overemphasize how much I enjoy Pluribus because of how not brain rot it is. Like the fact that Steve not here today? Steve Weatherman, are you here today? Steve, are you okay? 250. Random bots, 250. But yeah, how like not ADD edited Pluribus is, and how like, oh my god, giving characters just room to breathe, and scenes that are like a minute or two long, just unedited, like just, oh my god, it's so nice. It is so nice. Okay. Come on. So how this works is if you win, you get a free spool of filament from Polymaker. Don't forget, Polymaker has a big sale on right now, 35%. Check out the link in the video description if you want to help support the channel by purchasing some filament at a discount and supporting the channel. Look at that beautiful lighting. Got that RTX on right now. But if I pick your ball and your ball wins, you get a free hat. So this ball right here, you're very lucky. Jim Macrobot. If you win, you get a free hat. Good luck. What's the plot line of Pluribus? I mean, it's not a big spoiler because it happens right at the very, like, in the first episode. But essentially, it's hard to explain. The overall story is essentially Radio signal gets picked up by some scientists. They decode it. It turns out it's a virus. And it basically turns the entire human race into a hive mind, except for like 12 people. So every single person is like no longer a person, and everyone is like one connected hive mind that all thinks exactly the same. And there's like 12 people that happen to be immune from it. And it follows one of them. And it's like surprisingly emotional, because it's like Vince Gillian said during an interview, is like, you know, you always have like zombie movies or alien invasions, and you're always like, well, yeah, they're obviously evil. It's obviously evil. And he's like, I wanted to make one where it's like, it's not so obvious. And it's like, you kind of get it. You're like, part of you is like not actually against it. But it's really good. Sean M. Congratulations, Sean M. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Let me pull this up because I need to update everything, because Joel is doing a big charity stream today, and you are all going to watch it. So let me figure out how to do this. Edit. Customization. Redirect. 3D. Not my videos. Where is Joel? Massive holiday. There we go. Cool. So, I'm going to raid you all over to Joel's stream, because Joel is doing a big charity stream today. It's a charity fundraiser. Donate to a good cause. Well, yes, supporting the channel is a good cause. Donating to a charity is a bigger cause. So go join his stream. There's going to be a ton of prizes, a ton of giveaways. I don't know how long it's going for. It starts at 3 o'clock Eastern, noon PST, so in like 50 minutes, essentially. So I'm just going to punch you on over there. You can just hang out and wait. Just keep it open in a tab. So we're going to close it there. So I'm done. Shout out to LDO Motors for providing the kit that we are using for this build series. If you are interested in purchasing a LDO Stealth Changer kit for yourself, you can purchase it where fine LDO products are sold. They only sell through resellers. Check out your local reseller, West 3D, Fabrico, et cetera, et cetera. I think they have a link on their page. Also, huge shout out to Luke from Luke's Lab. They provided some chibi tubes that we are using for the hot ends for this build series as well. You can check them out, link in the description for them. There is a link there to save 5%. Also, if you are thirsty, get some gamer subs. Use code Canuck, save 10%. Polymaker has a big discount on right now. I know we're thanking everyone today. Polymaker has a big sale on right now, 35% off. Check them out, link in the description. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. And for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you for not being able to do the things I do, create the content, create without your continued support. We're gonna call it there. I'm going to try and eat something, and hopefully it stays in my stomach this time. And enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. Hope you got your Christmas shopping done. It's Christmas next week. We're getting very close. And I will see you in the future. Good night.